Hey. Hello, Drippy Gang, traders, noobs, apes, and everyone else. Welcome to Drippy Wars. This is Drippy, your source of options drip on a daily basis. Here we talk about some of the most exciting setups based on the options flow, technical analysis, pattern analysis, and macroeconomic events, and the current market structure. If you want to make some tendies, you gotta stick around. My goal is for all of you to achieve financial freedom and create life changing wealth. And I have so many screenshots on Twitter where people have shared gains of $50,000, $30,000 in a day. So this is turning into a reality for some folks. And this is getting serious money here. It's something I started couple of days, couple of months back, 2 months back has become so big now, and I'm so proud and of the Drippy Gang, and I'm so glad to be part of it. Uh, you guys already know by now I have a Twitter account where I share my entries, exits. Soon that will change to a Discord account. I'll share a separate video for that, but in this video I'm going to talk about weekly setups. Please note that anything I share here is my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. You are responsible for taking profits and also managing your risk. Keep in mind that this week is smaller week, so that means that we have only 3 or 4 trading days. So I'll suggest for swing plays to go 2 weeks out at least. And then like if you want to subscribe to Flow Data, I use Unusual Whales. You can use my coupon code. I will link in the description below. Also, you can join my channel if you want to be part of Drip Rookie. I post my swing plays there, which I cannot cover in the YouTube videos. All right. So those of you who are new, like trading is my passion and I believe it is my ultimate destiny. I'm spending literally all my weekends just like creating content and so much stuff for you guys. So please like, comment, subscribe, retweet so that I can get as much like love back from you guys as I can. And so without further ado, let's talk about today's plays. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. My apartment is my house is near a street, so I'm working on getting a better mic. So now first I'm going to talk about is First Solar. So let's look at the flow for First Solar on Friday. So if you look here, the flow is really bullish. You can see here that FSLR premium 83% bullish premium, and then you can see here these are leaps for 2023, but they're also way out of money. These are $130 calls. The stock is at 105. So how do we play this? We wait for the breakout. That's the way to play this one. Let's look at the chart for this real fast. We have FSLR is a cup and handle, and it can't get better than that. We have a huge cup here, been forming here for a while, and we have a handle here which is retesting this area because of the bad earnings report. But this stock has had bad earnings in the past and still trending up. It's gonna move with the sector, and right now the close on Friday was pretty bullish, and then also I'm waiting for the break of right 110 area would be a confirmation at least that bulls are in charge for a while. The profit target is 112.5, 115, 120, 128, and all those. You gotta keep in mind that this stock is in a downtrend, so you need to buy like calls little bit out, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, this stock is volatile. What that means is that it can go up and down significantly in a day. Like you can see up, down, right? So to kind of play this, you gotta wait for a dip. Okay, if it rips, you can play intraday, but I'll suggest for swing plays, wait for the dip so you can buy the dip and then you have a good entry. But we might not get the dip, so we gotta be prepared for that. And then also, this has been holding as a long-term trend line here, so this is the fourth touch on it, and it's bounced back from here. So if it fails down and breaks down, it might fail from here, this level, and then retest this area. So in that case, you can buy puts if it breaks below 100, but chances are less given the flow. I just told you guys the flow looks bullish. These orders are not big orders, so let's just wait to see confirmation on the price action. And another thing to keep in mind is that there's another setup which is very similar, in terms of the name is Jinko Solar, and you can see here that it's a W pattern here, and it's trying to break through this W pattern, and it's in a squeeze. Earnings are 22nd of November, and you all know that how Enphase has been doing after the earnings. It's been running non-stop, and it's in the same sector. Look at the sector itself. Sector broke out of this channel, created bull flag, broke out, now it's bull flagging again, ready to break out of this. I mean, this itself looks like a cup, right? So on a higher time frame, this looks like a cup here. And if this looks like a cup, so what that means is that I might retest this area 107 right here. It might retest this area and then come back and retest this back, and creating a handle final. But looking really good, the whole sector looking good, flow is looking good even for the sector. It's not a big order, but if you look at the flow, you can see these are our money calls for December and January, 98 and 100. So flow is looking bullish for the sector as well. These are not big orders, so my advice would be, as I suggested, wait for the breakout, and then also after the confirmation of the breakout, wait for getting a better entry, a good dip, because the stock is volatile. It doesn't move smooth, like Enphase is. Like a good Enphase has like a good my bad Enphase has a good trend here. It's just continuing, so we're gonna watch Enphase for scalp plays. All right, so next stock I'm gonna talk about is that DWAC, and this stock, I think we can get really 500 to 600% runner on this one. And the reason is that let's first look at the flow for you guys. So for DWAC, you can see the flow is really bearish, 64.8%, targeting $50 puts here, $45 puts. And in my opinion, the chart looks bad. I mean, they had news that investigation might happen, and you all know what the investigation result would be, given that history of the whole Trump and social media in general. And look, it broke through the key levels. So if you draw the fib levels here from the closing candle here, this one right here, and then the beginning candle right here, and you can see it's right below this fib level and close below it, right? So that's not a good sign. It's bearish now, and all I'm waiting for is a break of so our first support area. So let's go to 4-hour chart. Another thing to notice here on the 4-hour chart, the squeeze broke to the downside, and this stock literally has no support confluences. Once it goes down, it's down like a turd. So once below this area, $50, it's going straight to 45 and 46 area, below 43.99. anything can happen below 43.9, and it can drop to 33 real fast because there's no volume here. It can drop all the way to 22 as well. So keep this one on high watch. I'm gonna scalp this, swing this, and like the puts, the IV is still high for this one, so you gotta be careful with how you play this. Let me show you. You know, I think we can even select here IV. So if you look at the IV is still high for DWAC, 116, but for a $50 put. But if you look here, it's not as bad as it was before, so we can still play it. I would like it to be 90, but I think the move is coming soon, so we gotta take advantage of that move, right? So yeah, we gotta play this one. I mean, it might bounce here and retest this area. I think that would be a great entry for put. So let's say that it does come, like, and retest this area. I think that would be a fantastic entry for us to kind of, like manage our risk against. That would be perfect. If we can get around 55, then most definitely I'm going to get out of money. $50 puts, 45. I might even get some 33 puts. I mean, why not? This stock can move fast once it does, and I don't think it's gonna stop now. Given the bad news, investors gonna get out as fast as possible. So keep this one on your radar. All right, next one I'm gonna talk about is Good Tire. So Good Tire had great earnings, had a power earnings gap, and it filled this gap, and now it's sitting at the EMA support here. So maybe 3 or 4 days of consolidation like this and move up. It's also like a falling wedge pattern here if you look, and also if you look at the higher time frame, it's like a cup and handle breakout. you know it's a cup, and then this and retest here and a handle, and it's looking really good setup. The volume is low, like we have, it's like a pivot, and now I think it's ready for the move up. And the key levels to watch for this one, we gotta wait for the reversal. So once it breaks the 22 level, 22.15, I think you can buy $23 calls, 22.5 calls, or you can like once it breaks this level, you can buy 23 and then 25. I think it has the capability to do that like this, and then we might even get 300-400% runners on this one. So keep this one on your radar, GT for sure. And also let's look at the flow for this one real fast. So when you go here and you look at this, so this is for 18th of February, $24 calls, and these are all bullish calls. So if you look at, I mean, this is all green, man. This is as good as it gets for our money calls. And this is bid and ask all combined, and these are same orders here. If you look here, these are same orders, 151515. It's the same party placing 24 24 24, and then 60k. So order size is not that much, but just given the fact that it's at 21 and the strike is 24, and also the earnings were solid, the setup looks really good. I think we can see that move towards all-time high soon. If it can do it in a week, that would give us really good premium. So we can even buy 24 calls 2 weeks out, and then let's evaluate based on how it performs on Monday. All right, so next stock I'm gonna talk about is Hut 8, and like everyone knows, I love this stock, and this stock is really giving me a lot of money. Let's look at the chart for Hut. Like, it's been on an uptrend since this breakout of cup, and now it retested this, and then now it's retesting this area. In the past retested this, and now because of the Bitcoin news and all the other stuff with just some Bitcoin. But now notice the volume here, it's declining. This is consolidation on a low volume, and also it's just retesting this trend, this EMA, which is looking solid. Let's look at the flow as well. The levels are here, which are basically once it breaks the $14 mark, the target is 15.5 and then 16.5, and then like this levels, key levels are marked. You can mark here key levels right here, and then we have another right here, and you can go long on this depending on how Bitcoin performs. I think the key level it needs to break is 14.13. I think that kind of will give me a more hint that where things are heading for this one. But the setup looks really good. We have been in part of this before, and it just ran, and then this is the next leg up. So definitely something to pay attention to, given how Bitcoin performs. Looking at Bitcoin itself here, you can see that Bitcoin is kind of having a hard time right now, but there's nothing to worry about. This is a long-term trend. I think if it goes to 52 and 55 area, I'll definitely buy more. But look at this volume here, it's not much. And on the daily chart, you can see here that it's kind of just like consolidating, and we had a similar kind of like a pattern here. You can see here we have similar stuff going on. So if it retests around this area right here, this one, I think it would be a perfect entry for someone to dip buy. So if that happens, let's like also pay attention to Bitcoin plays like coin and stuff. But yeah, overall looking good. Like it's still in a healthy uptrend, and is just trying to test this. Maybe it will test this trend line before moving up, and that would be a perfect entry as well around 49.50. So Bitcoin looking good, no problem yet on Bitcoin. It's just a healthy uptrend. Let's look at next play, HLT, which is Hilton. Now Hilton was in a squeeze fire to the upside, and the squeeze has been fired for a while on a weekly chart. So let's look at the fib retracement first of all, from this low to the high, and we can see here that it bounced from 0.5 fib, ripped through 0.38, and now it's struggling, or at least retesting this 145.18 fib. If it can cross through that, then it's a really bullish sign. And also keep in mind the earnings were good and they beat the earnings. This is kind of like a like a broadening formation setup here, so we might see it retesting all-time high and also creating a new one here. With respect to the chart, we are waiting for the break of 145.1, 145 points, maybe 146. I would say you can be aggressive at 145.25, and then 146 is a safer entry, and then the targets are 147, 148.5, 148, and then 150 and 152.5. So like I think you can buy 152.5 calls for 2 weeks out. It looks pretty good. The bullish hammer close looks really solid on daily. On the weekly also, it's a hammer. It just didn't make this hammer, but still a very strong close here with this wick here. So looking really good. Let's look at the flow for this one. So if you look at the flow for HLT, you will see that it is bearish, right? So what's going on here? You see here that it's 140 put, yeah. So let's see here. So for 2022, these calls are bearish. For someone is buying 140 puts for this stock, but I think looking at the like the price action here, If it breaks below this level 139 140, then puts can work also. And the reason why I wanted to give you this example was because, if Hilton is one example, but there is also uh, Hayat is another one. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Hayat itself also looking like it's about to break through that. And I mean, like, if you look at the flow for H here, look at that. So I think this is a better setup than Hilton, but the premium looking really good. So keep both of them in your, you know, like watch list. I added both here. It's also cup and handle, sorry. And then very similar setup to Hilton here. So looking good, both of them, with respect to price action. And then let's see how how they act. Recovery is kind of struggling right now, so I want to see confirmation would be break of 87. But let's keep them on our radar. Like this is looking good here. um, and then I'm sorry about this. All right, so let's look at another setup, which is our final setup. I'm gonna go through some others which I couldn't show, but still. So this is CRM. Now CRM has been on an uptrend since forever, and now it's kind of looking like a falling wedge pattern. So earnings are coming up, and this cup and handle kind of formation hasn't created a handle yet. And this is a reversal candle here, you know on the weekly. So what that means is that what I'm expecting here is that this is a earnings play. And if we can buy, if it breaks below, let's say 300 298 area, definitely we can play the puts for 287 before the earnings, and then we buy the dip for the earnings. So this can be both ways. And this is an example, I mean, but keep in mind that it's a flag, it can break to the upside. So we gotta keep both in mind. 307 area, and then 300. Above 307 we look for calls, below we look for puts. And another thing to keep in mind is the flow is bullish for CRM for a while. For last couple days, CRM has had, I mean, look at this, $3.7 million order for 310. So this is a big order. It's not small, but someone might be, you know, playing earnings for this one. And I am expecting earnings to beat. Look at this flow. It's 84% bullish. But that doesn't mean that before earnings we might not see sell off. These are 2022 calls, right? This guy has higher risk tolerance than your weekly calls. So uh, wait for pullback. We can play it both ways, down and then up. And this is on my watch list for every day, just because we can get money from both ways here, depending on how the market performs. And it might retest this area again, or it might retest this area 295. So always waiting for an opportunity to buy pullbacks here. And then these are the setups which I had for our main watch list. But then I want to point out that Amazon is looking really good here. Amazon just retested its all-time high. It has never closed, it has closed below this area only once, and it retested here, but it broke out of this flag. And Amazon premiums are heavy, that's why it's expensive. That's why I didn't add in the video, because a lot of people can't afford it. But those who can, this will be on our watch list every day. And we'll scalp this. Premium is looking really solid on Amazon, for 4100 calls, but these are 2023, so they're still way out of. These are leaps. Someone is buying leaps on Amazon, and that's solid, because that gives us confirmation that it is a bullish move. So definitely keep Amazon in mind. And then I had another earnings play for you guys, which is CRNC, which is CRNC. Now, CRNC is a artificial intelligence company, and they have like text to voice and all those like AI voice generation. And Nvidia in their earnings recently told that a lot of companies are looking into that, and they're purchasing chips for that. So if this company processes that data, it's kind of interesting because you can see that they might have more clients here. So I'm waiting for the break of like this 910 area, and it can send it. The chart looking good. Maybe it will break down before earnings and then run up. That would be a perfect dip buying opportunity, you know, for us. But right now, the way the chart is set up, it looks like it's about to break to the upside. And if it doesn't, then we'll wait for a good entry area for this one. Few others I want to mention is we're gonna scalp them is Plug. Plug is looking really good. We already played this, and I think it's ready for the big move up to like 4 or 5 point move in a day, like Lucid with this earning with this breakout. Gonna watch this every day. And then next one is Micron. Again, broke out. We traded this on Friday, and then it's looking really good, right? It might just retest this area again, so 2 point move, or it can just retest all-time high as well. So we'll keep this one on our radar every day. And then finally, it's TSM, same category, semiconductors. It's ready to break out. It's been in this range for a while. So, but the volume is picking up. RSI is really strong, and I think we are just getting ready for that breakout for semis in general. And these are the ones which are gonna make semis hot. Keep semis up. So yeah, so guys, these are all my plays for the weekend. I know that it's a lot, but we have opportunities, so let's see how it goes. Again, please like, subscribe. You wanna join Drip Rookie? I shared 2 other plays there. They're gonna bang. They're bangers. I know it, but like whatever you guys decide to do, at least support me by liking, subscribing, commenting, and just retweeting and everything. Really appreciate you all. Love you all. Have a good night. See you on Monday. Bye.